So I wanted to talk about the nature and the development and the evolution of human consciousness, both in a broad scope and at an individual level. But before that, I wanted to talk about the nature of communication technology, especially the internet. I think it's very important that people understand what we're doing here when we use the internet together. And so the internet is an aid or an enhancement of the human, basically dreaming sort of language technology. Our connection to the higher realm is sort of our dreaming ability, and that dreaming ability is what gives us language, right? Language is sort of a trance overlay over reality, and that's why when people start to see this, they think they're living in a matrix, or you need to wake up from the trap of language and stuff like that. But it's a type of dance. It's an ability to stay in resonance, right? So if you're sharing a dream with each other, you're using some sort of medium or communication pathway to cause both minds to enter into a resonance at the dream level. And so that's when you'll start to see like meaning, or you share space and stuff like that. So this is the same as like sharing a dream, like with a lot of training or practice. Just like with a lot of training or practice, you can run very fast, but with a little bit of technology, you can ride a bicycle or drive a car and go real fast. Dreaming is the same way. Meditators, people who study mind, people who study consciousness, people who study and practice dreaming can get to a point where they're receiving communication or signals from other locations or other people, up to and including sharing dreams, right? We'll meet at this place and we'll talk as if we're in person in this dream space, right? So anytime that you're in a Facebook group, anytime that you're in a video game, VR, what the internet is doing is causing your dreaming consciousness to match that other person's dreaming consciousness, so that you're in resonance, and then whatever that person does gets conveyed to you, up to and including like the entire environment, right? You can use your entire perceptual system, which is what happens when you imagine a space. So like if you're in a video game and you're inside of a room, you're imagining a space, and so you can transmit that entire packet as space, or as the environment that you're in. And so when you're kind of text messaging with each other, you're making it so that your inner dialogue is in resonance with the other person's inner dialogue. And when you're both texting back and forth, you have a shared inner dialogue, and you're kind of controlling each other's inner dialogue. And that's like a text message conversation. When you're both playing Halo, you're letting the video game controller and the other people control your inner imagination, or your hallucinations that you're like on an alien ring world. And so the same thing is happening with like the internet lets you remote view. Like if you share a dream with a location, right, that's called remote viewing. Or you go to a place, or you observe another person's thoughts, or you get information about another person from a distance, right? This is all dreaming technologies where you're trying to use your body like an antenna, like a resonance device, like some sort of receiver, and you're trying to receive subtle, difficult to pick up information from someone or something far away. So this is everything from remote viewing to all this other stuff. It's an ability that people have, and the internet makes it so that anybody with even a tiniest amount of ability can navigate this dream space to a certain extent. Just like not everyone can swim, but once you've built a boat, anybody can get on the boat and navigate the ocean. Even though only some people can swim in the ocean or dive in the ocean, everybody's capable of navigating the ocean. So this dream realm used to be sparsely populated by, mystics or initiates or people or societies who trained to be able to do that and to operate and to decipher meaning on these different frequencies. It used to be rare, just like, Everest used to be rare, but because of the internet has given everybody all of the psychic powers. of remote viewing, of whatever, and it comes with all the same pitfalls of like it's never actually accurate to reality, only to a certain extent. It's always very distorted. It's filmed through different filters and all this other stuff, and it's a very it's a maddening place that makes you go insane. The astral realm, like all these dreaming powers of like where you can dream and you can get attention and money and all this stuff that we're doing with this stuff. Like right now I'm controlling your inner dialogue with this video as you watch it, just like the news is, just like everybody is with everybody whenever you're texting or filming videos or this social media. Now this astral dream space that used to be like kind of the frontier in the 2000s as the internet took off, when it was like, whoa, any of us can use this psychic power. And so there was this big push into the area, and now just like any other natural area, it's gentrified. Right, like the spiritual platonic realm that used to be the place of the mystics or the initiate is like it's it's a barren wasteland, looking for the next place to sort of colonize. And so that's just what this technology is. Just like my hosing technology, the water-based technology that I have amplifies your somatic feeling awareness and your breath and your that type of body power. The internet amplifies your psychic ability, just like a sword amplifies your fighting ability. Like you're even if you're super derpy and unathletic or whatever, you're still 100 times more dangerous with a sword. And so even if you have like no psychic ability, you still have 100 or 1,000 fold times that psychic ability when using the internet. And that's what it's like, if you want to know what like an AI is doing, an AI is like sort of a resonance hack where it's like this one thing over here is gaining mental resonance or shared dreaming with everybody else logged into the system. The AI isn't the consciousness thing. The AI is a super adaptive, like resonant link, right? Like if you're doing marketing, you want a resonant link between your intention, and that resonant link is the advertisement. So like what AI really is it's a hyper marketing resonant link between the marketer, and then instead of the advertisement you have the AI algorithm, and that's getting feedback from that end and feedback from that end, and it's serving as the mediator so that these two things are linked and sharing one dream. It's just a direct transmitting of meaning, and they're kind of straightforward or whatever, but it's not like a sentience thing exactly. I mean, maybe like it might be intelligent, but you have to up your game as to like what you think intelligence is, and that's not inside the box of any conversations I've seen anybody having at this point. So like I don't think anybody's even really approaching maybe starting to approach it, understanding even the types of questions that need to be asked about what exactly is going on. Because it's like super mysterious and not. It's like so repetitive, so cyclical, so reliable. I guess this stuff is only interesting to me because I grew up like ignorant of it, or sort of in a slave class, or in just kind of a lower uneducated slave class that I would say is like the middle class of America. Given a very small idea of what's going on, so that the effort and everything can power grander plans. And so it's just interesting to see that. But it's also more interesting to see that, like, like, I'm late to the party. Like, a lot of people have always known this and have been working generationally with this knowledge. Kind of steering or managing those without it. Because the knowledge has to be, like, transmitted, right? So if you lose the ability to transmit the knowledge, then the next group of people don't get there or whatever, right? So you can lose everything in, like, one generation with the right interference. That's the other thing, is, like, it's very tenuous, right? Imagine if all the mediation is happening through the AI, like, we're just having hyper resonance, hyper mediation through the AI resonance. The instant that if that's pulled or that goes down, you're definitely in, like, a very Tower of Babel situation. I would say we're, like, in a Tower of Babel situation, where the AI might help to mediate or cause resonance between people, but, like, there's just no if the communication is dependent on the dream and the dream is unstable, but it's the same question as ever, right? Like, nobody can grow their own food, nobody can whatever. So, as this goes forward, then everyone's, like, hyper dependent on the AI, just like we're hyper dependent on farms. So it's just one more infrastructure that could just, like, collapse. I mean, it does. I don't know. Does it just keep going? Does it just keep going, or does it fall? All this stuff, like, super dependent on the electricity thing, and then, allegedly you can have EMPs. The sun can do stuff. It seems like the sun is doing stuff. The magnetic field is weird. So, like, as we maintain, meaning resonance using the internet, the dreaming internet, and make that dreaming platform ever deeper and deeper and deeper into our psychology, like a deeper and deeper dream, dreams within dreams at this point. The news narrative inside the scrolling, inside the algorithm, like in the feeds and the texting. More and more things are being done in dreaming rather than in person. And I think that's probably the Tower of Babel, right? You can only get so far removed from reality before, like, if you're sleepwalking or whatever, and it's contingent on you walking around. If you walk off a cliff, then the dream's screwed up, and it seems very Tower of Babel-y.